welcome back to another episode of Brown Baggin'. I'm here today with Dylan, who was just in the upcoming web series Beautiful Room in Vibrant and Cultural Neighborhood, available immediately, which I think at the time of that this will go up, I think that will be on its way out. I don't know if your episode will be live by then, but it will, I think, be out in the world. How are you doing today?
Good. I've been having a very good day.
Yeah, chill day. You had a Frosty before you came?
I grabbed a milkshake on the way over. It was a craving, but my one regret in hitting a craving is like, if I'm gonna be like talking and thinking on my feet, you need to like desire something. You need to have a craving. Like you don't want to be too comfortable. Like I now that I've had the milkshake, I've had everything.
You're too satiated.
I've had everything I could want. I don't need to prove anything at this point. I don't need to impress anyone.
That's funny. That's funny.
I'm covered.
You're covered. You're covered. Talk to me. So we don't know each other that well. We know each other through Alex Barnett, who is the producer on the web series. Talk to me about when you got the script and just like when he pitched it to you. What was your initial reaction?
Oh sure. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Let's try this.
Cheers.
Thank you. Alex mentioned it to me. He was leaving my apartment. We were in like the dark hallway where all our shoes were. I don't think I'd fixed the light in that hallway yet. So it was very dark, and we're putting on our shoes and like leaning against the wall. And he said, "Hey." He's got a very silky voice. He's
got a very silky voice. He's a singer.
He sang, yeah.
Beautiful singer.
Yeah. So he's like, "Hey." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Very sexual.
Yeah, you don't know.
This is very seductive.
Well, when someone like, you've just spent an hour and a half with someone, I think it was like writing group that night or something. Okay. And then they're leaving, and then they start a conversation.
Right.
It could be really anything. He's like, "Hey," like, "Yeah." He's like, "I think you would be a good fit for this project my buddy's working on." I was like, "What's he like? Is he an idiot?" And it's my first question.
I mean, you can make the argument.
And he said, "No, Jesse, well, you'll see. You'll see."
Fair.
And I was like, I think that had nothing to do with you. I think Alex knows how to speak to me, which is like, if you want me to get me to do something, you have to like, just like, kind of breadcrumb it a little. Yeah. He's like, "You'll see." And I'm like, "Oh, will I?"
Now I'm interested.
I have to find something out.
Gotta find out if this guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. And like, so he's like making a little game for me, I guess. And then I love to feel welcome to do something. I love to serve some purpose. So if he thought I would be useful, I was absolutely interested. I'm a sleeper cell. Like, I'm just like lying there waiting for someone to suggest something. Right. Like flip phone, strange city every day, hotel. Just like waiting for the call.
Right.
Yeah. My reputation precedes me, but that's been since like the day I was born. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there is no reputation.
Right.
It's like day one. I'm like.
That's the thing that I wanted to ask you about. So you sent me a bunch of the stuff that you've kind of been doing, and I think I want to get into each specific part. But I was like very struck by the breadth of the shit that you do, and it reminded me a lot of, honestly, like when I was first moved here like 4 or 5 years ago, and I wasn't even doing film. I was like doing a lot of design stuff. I was doing screen printing. I was doing a lot of photo. I was like DJing a lot heavier.
Yeah.
I was like doing everything but film, and I was like, when people ask me like, "Oh, what do you do?" I was like, I don't know, I do a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
What's kind of your perspective on your practice these days? Because like, get into it. Like tell me about all the shit I saw. You do extra work. You obviously do like live performance and scripted stuff, but then you also photo, drawing, illustration. Like talk to me about how that kind of comes together.
Yeah, my parents are artists of different kinds, and right off the bat, I would say the core, and I like that you said breath, and I like you said practice, because like that is kind of how I sense these things. Like, I like to dance.
Yeah.
That was like,
I saw that.
I love to dance.
Well, you're very physical on camera too. That's like a lot, like my favorite moments were when you were just doing shit.
Yeah, thank you. And like from as a kid, like I was just like absolutely shaking it really hard.
Okay.
And everyone was like, yeah, yeah. And my grandfather was like, put your shirt over your head. And I was like, he's like, yeah. And it was funny. Like it made everyone laugh. Made me like excited. It got me out of breath. Like I was pumped. Like I was really into it. And then the second thing to come after that was just like zoning out and staring at shit. Like it was like these like hot moments of like moving as fast as I can, and then just like prolonged periods of just like staring at tree roots. And like there's a picture of me at kindergarten. It's like a field trip, and like everyone's like crowded around like something interesting that they're looking at, and I'm facing the other way, staring
just
at
off in the corner.
Yeah. And like so I'd say
really
that I would say is the kind of the nutshell of the practice. Where it's like this like intuitive like movement and hearing the groove that's kind of in everything, and then just like losing consciousness in a way, I guess. Right.
That's really interesting. So then like tell me about how you arrived to acting, because like performing is you know, I mean, you know, like there's very different kinds of performance. Talk to me about how you arrived at acting.
I guess acting is just a big enough field that it just makes sense to participate in. It's, I think in this city everyone wants to make something. Right. I don't necessarily like desire like playing a character. Okay. Like being a character, becoming something, thinking like someone else, like doesn't necessarily appeal to me. But playing around and joking around and making people laugh and making people kind of lean in and like get a little closer to something and just like listen like for a second. Yeah. Like I don't need people to listen to me necessarily, but I do need them to shut the fuck up for a second.
Right, to observe.
Like it doesn't have to be me. You can like observe that. You can observe that. If it's gonna be me, then fine. If I have the chance. But like I would really just like people to just like cool it for a second. I think people have a pretty big head of steam right now, and everyone should be allowed to have an opinion, but
sometimes I don't know.
But I don't know. Like, but I think everyone would benefit a little from, including myself, just like shutting the fuck up.
I agree. Yeah, same here. Same here.
So if I have to like grab your attention by like putting my shirt over my head and like running around, like I'll do it.
Right. So would you call yourself an actor, or would you more describe yourself as a performer?
I think I have the skill set of an actor.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. And I put myself in situations where I'm acting, and I enjoy it greatly. So yeah, I would say I'm an actor. And but no, as opposed, would I sooner call it being a performer? Definitely. Okay. But it's whether or not you're performing, for the camera, or which is hard, I think. The hardest. Performing the camera, I did this dance performance on an island recently off of Maine in a church.
Yes, I saw the video for that. I was going to ask, like, what the fuck was that?
And I was like, well, this is truly perfect.
Right. You really enjoyed that experience.
Yeah, it was amazing. It's an island like off the coast of Maine. I went with my girlfriend's family. They took me on a trip. It was really awesome. Family trip. And it's very quiet, very remote, very kind of somber, serious place. And they had this jamboree at the church. Open mic. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'll dance. And I was so surprised that it was packed in there.
Right. It was a very full house.
There were more people than I thought were on the island. Like everybody came because like there's really nothing to do.
Yeah. Except for go to the open mic.
And I was like, this is so perfect. Right. Because my mission, I guess my goal, I am often a little confused about what my goals are. Mostly all the time, but in that moment it was very clear that I wanted to entertain them and wanted them to laugh and have like a good moment, and I think the purpose of dancing for me is like so that you want it to spread. Like I really
Right.
want it to spread.
Right.
I want other people to remember that they can do that.
Right,
Like
right.
there's the rules do not forbid us from doing
Doing
that.
that, yeah,
Like
exactly.
you can do that.
Right,
You don't
if
have
you want
You yeah, if you want to. And I have a theory that we all mostly do.
Do want to, yeah, I agree.
And like, you know, everyone was singing these like sad songs on acoustic guitars, which is great. I love sad acoustic guitar songs.
Right.
But you'd start to think that that's the only option. And I was like, and I marched up and I was like, you know, like, I was like, everybody clap, you know. I'm just like doing like this, like the Napoleon Dynamite thing.
Were you getting the crowd into it?
Yes. Well, if you tell a crowd to clap, they will.
Yeah, of course.
They will.
Of course. That's a bare minimum.
They're
That's
going
a
to do
bare
it.
minimum. Yeah,
And then the next is a very important next 10 seconds where you assure them that they've done the right thing, you know.
Right.
And now that they were clapping, then you hear that first round of chuckles when they realize that thankfully they know that you're. I'm not joking.
Right.
It is funny though.
It's funny, but it's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
Yeah.
I know it's funny, and I want them to think it's funny.
Right.
But I'm not joking. So
Right.
like, and then I felt like a celebrity the next like few days on the
Right.
island. Yeah, I'm walking around the island the next few days, and people were like, "Hey," like, and I don't really understand what they liked about it. Like, it's the kind of thing where people are like, "That was great."
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm not. It's like when someone's like, "Sorry," and you're like, "For what?"
Right.
But I didn't want to do that. But I was like, I really did wonder what they liked about it. I guess for just to get to the, because I'm. It's a suspicion-based practice that I have. Like I think people want to loosen up. I think people want to dance. I think we all want to be kids again,
Right.
and have that freedom. And like, you know, I knew the world better than anyone when I was like 7 years old, and I'm very confused now.
Right.
I think we all want to get there again. I think so. It's like and if someone gives me that affirmation, they were like, "Yeah, that was cool. That was entertaining." Someone said like, "I've been thinking about it." You know,
Thinking about your performance.
Me just like, you know, and then that gets me thinking like, well, what is that? Like, what has been triggered, and how can we keep doing that?
Right.
And that's as clear as my goals get. That's about as accurately as I can articulate my artistic goals.
Right. I was gonna ask, like, because of I'm curious as to like what you see yourself continuing to do. I mean, obviously, like, not in like a 10 years, but just like in a general, like, what, because you do so much.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, and I'm very curious about like what the goal is for you in a more concrete sense, because I think you're a great actor and performer, but also you're very talented at illustration and photography and, you know, all this other stuff. For you, what is it? Is it just kind of chasing that feeling of getting other people to like feel something, or is it like, hey, I want to be on a TV show, or I want to get a movie part?
Yeah, I'm not the most ambitious guy.
Okay.
And I am chasing that feeling of my childhood when I see like a picture of myself as a kid, and I'm just like, absolutely stunting on everyone for no reason. And like, I saw a video, I've been thinking about myself as a kid, and I saw this video where I'm showing the camera my like Lego man that I made, and I just drop him on the floor by accident, and he explodes. And I look at it, and I look back up, and I'm like, I'll fix it. Like, we're good. And I was like, well, I want to be that guy.
Right.
That guy's awesome.
Right.
And so like goal-wise, that's an unrealistic goal. Like, I'm not going to be that guy.
You're not going to be that
guy.
So
I guess plan B is like, I did a drawing gig the other night. I was drawing people at a party that was like a curated thing, and I drew this one guy, and he was just laughing his ass off. I got like my crayons, and I'm like fisting the crayons, like, and I draw him like, I give him these like rosy cheeks and this little smile, and he's just laughing his ass off. And I was like, I guess there's like a lot of ways to skin that cat and like make people laugh, but and I don't want to be drawing people every day. I don't want that. That's not my goal. It was like kind of fun,
right?
But
something to do.
I guess though, if it were, I want to draw a face. I draw very like innocent, like bewildered faces, I guess.
Okay.
And they're just little scribbles. They're not photos or anything. But, and when I do that, I wish someone would look. I think they're adorable, and I wish someone would I wish everyone would look at them and kind of remember that not everyone's like a threat. You know,
Right,
you don't
right.
have to go through the world like as prey or a predator or like or a Superman. You don't have to be exceptional or I mean, movies right now, it's all about exceptionalism, and it's like you can just be like a guy.
You can be a person.
You can just like be a guy.
Yeah.
Like then that's why like I'm not writing movies, because like I start to write a movie and it's just like a guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is boring.
there's ways you can make that not boring.
Yeah.
And I think that's like that's I mean, like the web series is very much just about a guy
Yeah,
who like
totally
stumbles into
Yeah.
a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
But on the surface, it's just like a guy, you know?
Yeah.
But I agree with you that a lot of what things are about, a lot of people, what people are interested in these days is, like, exceptionalism is a great word for it. And I mean, well, speaking of, I think this is a funny segue, but you were an extra in the Bob Dylan movie.
Yeah.
How was that? So you've done a bunch of extra work as well.
I've done a little handful, and they just happened to go really well. Like I got like wicked shots like on a few things. What do you want to know? What were you saying?
How was that? Like what was that experience? So for me personally, I've never, like, when I freelance, I've just freelanced like commercial jobs.
Yeah.
So I've never been on like a TV show or a feature.
Oh yeah.
And so I've never been in that environment of, like, you know, there's the trailers and fucking 50 people, blah 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 blah.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. It's for me, it was film school. Like I maybe, let's say I did like 5 or 6 of these gigs, maybe a little more, but it's like you just watch different crews work, and they're like really good at their jobs, and that's really fun because like they always pull out like some gizmo like I've never seen before. What? Like, and I like watching them work, and I often got pulled into shots, I think because I was like engaged. I just looked engaged because I like was watching, and I guess that looks like a guy that's ready to work. Like, I guess.
Which is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
They don't want the guy who's just on the phone.
Yeah. No, I put my phone away. I like wrecked the bathroom as soon as I got there. So then like I was after that like. Because they're catered by like, it's the same food every time on all the sets. So I was like, oh God, it's like it's the biscuits and gravy, like at 7 in the morning. Oof. And I come in, I'm like, don't do it. But I always do it, and then I like blast.
Blow up the
and then I'm ready to work. And then,
gotta have your morning shit.
But it was really funny, like how good those gigs went. Like with the Bob Dylan shot, like they even like matched me to Timmy Shout, like it cuts to him, like his face is where my face was. It's like a little continuity thing, like for the eyes. I was like, they used my shit.
Yeah, that's great.
In my interpretation. But what was funny about that is one of the named characters is sitting next to me. So they had his stand-in there, and then they are doing the lighting. It's like, you know, in-shot lighting, incidental lighting. They got lamps on the table and everything. And they're arranging the lighting around his stand-in, and I'm next on the next seat. And then right before their shot, like they switch our seats. They're just like rearranging the shot, and I'm like, now I'm in the lit seat.
Right.
I was like, wait, the whole lighting of that shot was for that seat, and then they moved me in that seat, and I'm not gonna be like, are you sure?
Right.
So
You're gonna take that.
I'm like,
You're
yes,
gonna
please. So that went really well. And then the same thing happened in Succession in the finale, where I'm just standing around. I was calling this. It was the 3rd day I was there, and I knew the second AD's name, and I'm using his name. I'm like, hey, Jimmy.
Yeah. Gotta get those brownie points.
Yeah,
when you remember their name.
My eyes are open as much as they can be, and I knew that this other lady there was like had like a recurring thing as like someone's assistant, like which is just like a general classification for like her background work, I guess.
Right.
Slightly more than just your rando. And I knew that she was like getting a snack or she was taking a call or something. And Jimmy, the second AD, is like looking around. He's like, who plays her assistant? And then I'm just like,
you're just there.
Yeah.
You're just out of tension.
Who are you looking for, Jimmy? and he's like, you're the assistant, right?
And you're like, yeah, definitely.
I was like, I am. And so then I was, the assistant in the shot, and I was like, I guess it's just like being an eager beaver is
Right,
like
right.
it's not the worst beaver you can be.
No, there are a lot of beavers
you could
that
be
you
a
could
much
be
worse beaver.
Yeah.
But what I liked about those experiences that like that brought out that side of me that's like ready to rumble.
Right.
Which like that side of me doesn't come out a lot. Like most of the things that I like to do, like drawing and taking pictures, they're very like quiet and internal.
Right.
And
Self-contained.
yeah, and like reading and writing, like I love literature, but like I haven't been reading and I haven't been writing because it's like there's all this stuff I could articulate and I'm equipped to, I feel like, but it's just I'm just like why? Like it's nothing that I haven't had it said in a conversation to like a friend. You know, like so when that side of me can get brought out, where like everything's moving, and
you feel a part of it. You feel the energy.
And it was like what I said about Alex inviting me to audition for you, where I was like, I liked that I sounded useful to a project,
right?
Because like I could, if we all went out right now to a party or like to a club, I could drop my ass on the floor,
right,
in a heartbeat, like,
right,
and no one else is. I'm not. I don't mean like mid peak of the party. I'm talking like we walk in 9 p.m.
No one's there.
I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna throw ass.
I will do it here. I'll get up on the table. Like, why did I say that? I don't know. But like, I'm just bragging. But I guess I mean like, those things that are like for me and that I'm able to do whenever I want, like don't feel super special to me because it's just like, you know, like the same that being like 5'11" doesn't feel special to me. It's just like my experience or whatever.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, like I'll drop my ass as soon as I am, you know, have blue eyes. But, but to be like useful to a project and like someone else's vision, it's like I'm like, okay, that sounds exciting.
One interesting thing that I remember you said while I think it was after we rehearsed that one time. You kind of play not the villain or the antagonist, but somebody that has like a negative kind of force to them, as far as the story goes.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think it was after the rehearsal, we were hanging out at the bar. You were like, I haven't read the rest of the script. I think at the time, whatever I sent you during the time of auditioning, I had changed it dramatically, at least like the back half. And so there was a new version by the time we had gotten to rehearsals. But you had said that you hadn't read it, and you didn't think that you would. And initially I was like, well, I heard you say it, and I was like, wait, what?
Fuck you, man.
Not even like some fuck you. I was just like, wait, what do you? I sent you this script. But then you were like, well, it's because like, you know, this is a guy who's like only there for one episode, and like a lot of other stuff happens, and you're like, I don't think I need to know. Did you end up reading, like, so when we did a screening, we did a preview screening, you hadn't read the script?
No, I was watching the show. I was like,
and you didn't know what was going on?
I was watching the show, like, for the first time. It was cool.
Yeah.
And I didn't read it, and I didn't plan to, and it's not like, you know, I think I mentioned this too, like, that wasn't like my MO as an actor. Like, I don't have like chops like that where like, that's the method I've refined over the years. No, it was like a hunch where I was like, it was even that I didn't feel confident or experienced, or that I didn't feel that I had the chops to be able to know the whole story and not kind of betray that in my performance by accident.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't want to, I think the way I put it then is, I don't want to accidentally tell the whole story by knowing it. Like, I don't, like, my character doesn't know this story, and I don't want to accidentally like ham it up and like
because
wink.
you have the knowledge.
I don't want to be like winking at the viewer and be like, this is important. I want to know my lines, and I want to know like who I am, know the sleazebag that I am playing, and have that conversation, do that scene. I wanted to know that scene really well. And what's communicated in that scene, but I didn't want to accidentally communicate all this other stuff that's not part of that scene by knowing the whole story. I just wanted to know the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think now that you've seen it in full,
Yeah.
do you think that if you had read the script, you would have done that? Or that you would have, like, been, well, and we won't spoil it because I don't think it'll be out yet
Yeah.
by the time we post this. But I'm curious, now that you do know, do you think if you had known at the time that we shot it, that it would have changed anything for you?
I think I would have known the tone a little bit better. And that I think would have been a disservice also. Because if I know the overall tone, I don't want to kind of disappear into that tone. I don't want it to become monotonous.
Right.
Where I'm just like striking the same tone that I kind of picked up on the whole piece.
Right. And I will say that I mean, the episode that you're in is it stands out as like it's very different. It's like everything that happens in it, visually, it's very different.
I hope that's not an issue. Like,
No, it's great.
I didn't want to like miss the mark.
Right.
But I didn't want to like get lost in the choir a little bit.
Yeah. And obviously,
which is good in choirs.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to do that.
Right. I mean, I think if that would have happened, obviously my job as a director would have been to bring you back. But it was like, it was interesting to think about, have that thought in the back of my mind of like, I don't remember if I asked. I mean, if you remember that day, like there was a million fucking things going on, and I was like, I mean, I wasn't consciously thinking about that, but at moments there was in the back of my mind of like, oh, he doesn't know the shit that we shot yesterday or the day before or the day before that. Like he doesn't know what's going on, and I wonder. But at the same time, like I'm very much like a director of like if what I'm getting from you right now is good, it's good. You know.
Were you concerned by that?
No, I wasn't. Like I said, when you said that in the bar, I was more just like, how is that possible? Because I figured you would have just read the script just cause. Because I don't know, like I would have done that.
Curiosity at least.
Right. But then it made me more interested in what you were going to do and what you were doing in the rehearsal. Because I think we had the rehearsal first and then you said it. And then I was like, oh, that's very interesting. And it makes sense because like you said, like, you don't want to do anything that belies like anything else that happens afterwards. And then also like the character that you played, he is just kind of a blip. Like the whole thing is like we don't know what he knows. And we don't know if he's lying or if he's actually evil or if he's just a guy and he's fucking weird. And like that's fine. Like there's weird people everywhere in this city, right? But no, it didn't concern me at all. It was refreshing because I will say like I think with everyone else that was in the series and everyone that I've worked with are definitely more traditional. They have more of a traditional background as far as acting goes. And I think you have been the most just like eclectic, kind of just like not going by the book person, you know, and also like just does a lot of other stuff, right? And so to work with you in that sense and for you to tell me that was refreshing because I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I think people should be eclectic and like and explore different things. Like, it's. I mean, that's almost dumb to say, but like, if you're hiring someone that is really committed to acting and studies acting and refines the craft of acting. That's what you're gonna get, and that's good and that's bad.
Right.
You're gonna get someone that thinks about acting all the time. And I'm stating facts here. I don't know how to even put an opinion around that because like that's awesome. Like I wish that there was something that I pursued more knowledge in, but
it also gives you the flexibility to just be open to new ideas because it's like when you learn. I think it's the same thing for like any sort of artistic practice. Like if you learn the history and how things are supposed to be made, it's hard to think outside of the box.
Yeah, I think you do want someone like that in your cast. But like I'm thinking about a band now. Like you're putting together a band, like playing music. It's like for some situations, like you want the guy that you know exactly what you're gonna get from him. Like he does this and he does that really well. And that's what we want. And then I also. I want him playing bass or I want him playing drums because I don't want this to go off the rails. But then I also want this one guy who's gonna come on the stage and like
do some crazy shit. Live and do some crazy shit.
With like a power drill. Like,
exactly.
Right. So like you should get everyone. You should know someone for all those things.
Right. Cast a wide net. A wide net.
Correction Corner. So Correction Corner was a segment on a friend's podcast. I don't know if it had, 2 listeners or 100 listeners, but they'd open every episode with a correction corner for all the false claims they made the last episode, and then we got this one fact check them on. And then there was like an apology. It was immediately followed by an apology, usually to each other, for the blame they cast.
Right. There's not going to be an apology for Finn, because Finn. No, I'm just kidding. We like shitting on Finn, but Finn's a great guy. Finn's a great guy.
We don't know how much he can take.
But no, yeah, I'm a very self-critical person. I think to a fault to a certain degree, but I think it's also a superpower of mine where I always like to improve. And I'm going to have all the other cast members on the show, and I want to ask them this. What was the best and worst experience, moment, whatever, part of working with me on this web series?
Well, you never succumbed to whatever amount of pressure you're experiencing. I don't know if where you clock in on feeling the pressure, or if it benefits you, or if you're fighting against it. But like, you didn't succumb to it or let on. I think we look to other people and how to like feel, which is ironic. I think a lot of our feelings are based on just like looking around and checking what's
going on around us.
What are the vibes? So I'm like, all right, if you're not freaking out, like, we can just keep going. We're fine, right?
Right.
So you never lost it. Just like holding on the reins.
Yeah. I will say that the scene, the rooftop scene, there were moments where I was cracking a little bit. I think we were all cracking a little bit.
It's taking a long time. It was hot out.
Yeah. So fucking hot. It was so ridiculous how bad that night was.
But you just gotta go like bit shot by shot and like one step at a time, set everything up.
Right.
And then, as for you being a self-critical guy, like, and looking for this feedback on how to improve, it's like, don't bark up the wrong tree. I implore you, because it's like, I assure you that everyone's just thinking about themselves. Like,
right. No, of course.
Like, I'm sitting there like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. I remember because on that night, I remember when we wrapped, you were like, you weren't super happy with your performance.
I probably didn't look happy, but like, I was just like, I probably just don't have a good imagination. I don't have an accurate imagination of what I'm doing.
Which it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
Being on camera, especially in that environment. We were outside. Yeah. It's hot as fuck. Just like not a great,
Yeah, I don't have a good mental eye for how I read like that. So at the end, I was just kind of like, did I do anything, or did I do way too much? Like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
So I was just a little worried, I guess. And then I would say the worst moment for me was, and this is not, it was getting a note from you, but it's not like, oh, I wish he didn't do that, or like, that sucks that he did that. It was just like, that's what I mean, where I'm like, it's all about like, we're thinking about ourselves. So you're like, give me more like the eyes. And I was like, was I not fucking doing eyes? And then,
no, you were. You
like,
definitely were.
Everything, like, I was like trying to rewatch everything in a minute. I was like, did I forget the eyes?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't give notes. Like, give notes. Like, if you want more eyes, ask for more eyes. Of course, ask for more eyes.
I think like,
but I think I didn't have the experience to be like, all right, more eyes.
No, that's actually so interesting that you bring that up, because I think that a lot of actors, regardless of experience level, they can take emotional notes and or like, line by line, whatever readings like pretty well. I think like it's tough. It's really tough for a lot of people. Sometimes it's whatever I'll point out something, and I try not to. But when you point out something that's physical, I think a lot of people, again, regardless of experience, have that, like, oh fuck, was I not doing that? Oh, like, wait, so what's wrong with my face? And then they like hyperfixate on it, and then the next take, other good stuff gets lost because they're thinking about their eyes, or like, oh, I'm moving my hands too much. What was I doing with my hands? And like, for me, I try not to give those notes. unless I think it's like actually necessary. Like for instance, in another scene with Lily, I think Lily kind of has like a actorism where I think she like, in moments where if her character is thinking about something, she defaults to her like mouth being slightly ajar. And it was just something that I kept seeing every single time like the other character was speaking. And I was like, I can't have you do that because then if I cut to your reaction, it's gonna look exactly the same with your mouth like slightly open.
No, so sometimes you just kind of see like a comic book drawing of what you want that shot to be,
Right,
and
right.
it's just not that.
It's exactly.
Or you want it to be a certain composition in your head, and you
Right.
just kind of ask for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just have to do it, but then I think I try to avoid those like very pure physical notes because like sometimes it's a physical plus emotional note. It's like, hey, I think you're more anxious and you can use your hands more, right? Or you
Yeah.
can like fidget around with your feet and like be a little looser in your shoulder. And that's like something where it's like, oh, okay, like that's an emotionally playable thing, and it's also a physically playable thing. I feel like it's hard for a lot of people, and it's just like not that great of a note to be like, open your eyes wider, unless it's like actually. I don't even remember giving that note, and
It's just
honestly, it's because we were all like heat stroked out.
I think you're just painting with where your color, we're
Right,
paints. You're
right.
just painting. Oh,
Right.
let me see. I want to see that. I want
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because
And what I will say also is that you definitely were doing it. You were definitely giving the eyes, but I think like whatever in the previous take, I guess there was just a particular moment that I probably meant to say like, hey, I think you can play it up
Yeah.
here, but I just couldn't remember. I remember that night, and I think if you remember a lot, I would like start saying some shit to either three of you, and then I would just like trail off because I would forget.
Yeah.
I literally like forgot so many notes, and I didn't feel very good about my directing that scene, but I think it was just because like the pressure of like finishing on time and the heat, and everyone was just not miserable, but you were there. It's like it wasn't a fun set experience. And I just kept forgetting shit.
yeah.
So yeah, you definitely gave enough eyes. And also, one of the great things that I like about directing and then also loved about your performance is that so many of my favorite moments of yours were not scripted.
Right.
Just like the real estate moment, or just like the random riffs and just like comments, one-liners. I love, and I think that kind of goes back to your just kind of like general predilection to wanting to make people laugh. Cause like, I don't think the character is like written super funny. I think
Right.
he's kind of a funny guy in a weird way.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think you found this line of like, yeah, he's weird, but also the shit that he's saying is really, really funny.
Yeah. Well, I think everything is funny.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's like a disorder.
You're the kind of guy who can't take anything serious.
I have a disorder, and I think everything is funny. And I'm really glad you said that because, like, I agree. It's one of my favorite things is like being interpreted. So, like, I'm
Cheers to
glad.
that.
Yeah, I'm glad you took some joy in, like, little riffing on your work because I wrote like a one act in college, and it was directed by someone else, like a pal, another student. And when I saw it performed, I wasn't involved in the process after I wrote it. And then when I saw it performed, it was like the greatest feeling.
Yeah.
And
was it super different than
it wasn't
you imagined?
different, but like there were a couple times during the process actually she asked me a question, and they were like really deep questions. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Right.
I was like, she'd thought deeper into my work than I had.
Right.
And it was an incredible feeling.
Yeah.
And just like knowing that like someone's thinking about what you made.
Right,
Or
right,
I guess
right.
like it hadn't been made yet. I guess just my script at that point. It was
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
script. It was just some writing. But that she had thought about it and was like
Right, in a way
seeing
that you
things in
didn't
it.
even like think, or like
Yeah,
you weren't
yeah.
even able to access.
I'm not saying my riffs were on that level, but
Yeah.
like
No, they were, because like I said, like I don't think I wrote the scene to be particularly. I think there's funny moments in there in the scripted version, but it wasn't like in my mind there were no like one-liners or punchlines in the thing. It's just like it's funny and I hope to get some laughs because it's weird.
Yeah.
But then I think you brought things and one-liners that fit, like tonally fit.
Yeah.
But then also like brought that humor to the surface, you know, or past the surface.
Well, I think punchlines can be very sinister, like
Right.
like and pacing wise,
Yeah.
you can control a conversation
Right.
by Actually, I think you should leave sketch where Tim Robinson's like my hero.
Yeah,
But, like,
that tracks. That
yeah.
tracks.
And like he's at a party and like he keeps having to distract. I think Jason Schwartzman keeps like talking about his kids or something, so he has to like distract everyone, and he'll like do something ridiculous, and he's just controlling everyone's attention by
I think I remember
by
this
making
one.
a joke, and like you can do that in a manipulative way or like a sinister way if you're playing a bad guy, where it's like I'm controlling like the course of this conversation. It's like, oh, you want to say something serious? I'm gonna make her laugh. Like like. And it can be mean. Like making jokes can be mean. We all know that.
Yeah,
We've
all
been
know.
bullied.
We've all been bullied here. We've all been bullied here.
Like even
fitness, especially.
Yeah. So it's like even jokes like can be anything. They can be mean. They can be scary. Like,
they can be very scary. I think a lot of your jokes were very scary and intimidating. I think that's why. Like I said, they fit. So but they were also extremely fun.
It's not just funny. Like,
right.
It can just be to just kind of flex on someone intellectually, be like, I just said something clever. Like, I don't think I did one of those, but like, that's an example.
Yeah.
And so it's just another thing you can throw out. It's something that I think I have more of an intuition for in my toolbox.
Right.
Like, and talk about, and I was thinking about this with being a kid too. Like, I felt very in touch, in tune with what was funny as a kid. Like it was almost like the things around me would like glow. If I could see, I was like,
you
that's
could interact
funny.
with them in a video game.
Yeah, exactly like a video game where I was like, funny, and I'm gonna grab them and I'm gonna like shove them up my butt, like, and everyone's gonna lose their minds. I feel like that ability has been diminishing a little bit, and I think getting back involved in this kind of stuff has been a good exercise, and just like
finding that again.
Yeah, like seeing the shimmer on things and going after them.
That's a great metaphor.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy. One popular thing that you hate. I'm gonna let you go first because I low-key still need to think about it. And I want to hear what you have to say.
So,
I want to hear what you have.
I actively try to shut this down, like in my thinking, where I'm like, because I'll get riled up, like, about stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why did I just spend like 2 hours like being pissed off?
Just hating for no reason.
Nobody cares what I think.
Right.
And I've just annoyed everyone that had the displeasure of like listening to me rant. Like,
but this is a safe space.
Yeah,
this is a safe space for that.
Yeah, I've actually, some of the feedback I've gotten over the years was like, I need to shit talk more. And then I was like, okay, and then that got taken back so fast, like it got
Everyone was like,
revoked.
actually, never mind.
Yeah, once I was given permission, I took it too far, but TikTok pisses me off. The algorithm I find very menacing.
Yeah.
I guess I would put it like this, where it's like, it's not the algorithm is not showing you what you want to see. It's what's beneficial for them to show you.
Right.
For engagement, for I don't really know why they do what they do. But I assume it's financial.
It's always financial.
It's a safe guess.
Yeah.
But it incentivizes you to monetize your opinions, and like it makes it rewards you for having a polarizing opinion. Because you're going to get engagement. If you say something that pisses half of people off, and the other half of people are like, then you've gotten everyone engaging. So you're not going to say something reasonable because you're only going to get like the 35% of people that have a reasonable take on it. So you're going to say something polarizing. And as for what they're showing you, that's what encourages you to put out there. But as for what it's showing you, they're showing you what's beneficial for them to show you, and it's not what you want. It might feel like what you want in the moment because you need to like tune out other shit, but it might be beneficial for them to show you triggering shit, like stuff that they know is gonna fuck you up in your head, and stuff that's gonna stress you out, stuff that's gonna
definitely, because that's where the engagement and the clicks and
they're gonna show you stuff that makes you feel bad about yourself, angry at other people, get pissed off, and like that's like terrorism to me. And I'm not trying to downplay other forms of terrorism, because there's a few forms. But to me, that's like, and it's it does branch out. Like if you've kind of get people hooked on zoning out and like doom scrolling and simultaneously stressing them out and making them feel bad about themselves, like you're hurting them.
Right.
And they're gonna hurt other people too. Like oh, you're making incels, you're making all sorts of people like that. You're pissed off at others. You're pissed off at yourself. You want to get swole fast. Too fast, man. You're too fast. You're getting too powerful. Yeah. So I don't work out. I don't trust myself to be strong. Like shit like that. Like yeah.
The whole content thing is it's definitely something. But like it's like a tandem. Double think for me right now because for the web series it's I'm trying to kind of build the audience online, and to do that is to feed into what you're talking about, which I fucking hate. I have no desire to be a content creator. Yeah. And I think it flattens culture, and it's just bad. Everything that you just said and more. I would actually say, here's mine. I don't think that everyone can be a content creator. I think there's like a huge thing, like going kind of off of what you said, but like everything I see on TikTok, Instagram now is like, here's how you can become a content creator. Do you want to be a full-time content creator? And like, what does that mean? Like you make 30-second videos that are like, kind of have cool editing tricks and like get 10,000 likes, and then what? Well, and then you're like, okay, then I'm gonna make a movie, and then it's like, well, I don't think you know how to make, which is fine. You don't have to know how to make a movie. But then it's like, then you just have a bunch of people who are like, I'm a content creator. Right. What does that mean?
I think, well, they're disguising the real question. The question's not, do you want to be a content creator? No, I don't want to make shitty 30-second videos. Right. What I want is money and attention and sex for, that's what they're asking of what you want. Like, do you want to be appealing? Do you want people to listen to you?
And that's just the easiest way to do that now. Yeah. But it's also poison.
And do you want to sit in a chair, like in your house? That's what they're asking.
Have to go to an office.
Yeah. And to me, what's always been attractive and what's made me feel attractive is like just being like happy and like.
You're better than most.
At what?
I'd say having that answer, because I think a lot of other people would just probably go the attention route.
Yeah, so like, some people feel like okay about themselves. So like, but the irony is I'm like, you know what? I need to make videos that make people feel good about themselves. So like, and I'm just like a content creator. Right. But I'm just like, hey, feel good about yourself. Right. But like, I'm not gonna. That's the other thing that people need to realize is you're probably not the one for this message. Yeah. Like I'm probably not going to be that guy. That's
everyone is like saying like everyone, like you said earlier, maybe not everyone should have an opinion and put it online. And but then everyone now, like the tide is turning of like, oh, you can pick up a camera or your phone and say whatever you want.
Right. It's amazing.
And like that's cool to a degree.
Yeah, it's cool that we can do that.
Right. But then it's like not everyone needs to like try to make a fucking living off of it and like just do that all the time.
Or just sometimes be like, I'm gonna sit that one out. Right. Today.
Yeah. Cool. What is that? 50? We're at 50? 50. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Dylan, for this great chat.
Dude, thanks for platforming
of course.
a poor sap like me.
No, you're getting platformed regardless, because the beautiful room in a vibrant and cultural neighborhood available immediately will be coming out. So you will have a platform regardless.
No, shit, I'm for hire.
You are for hire.
I'm available.
Everyone, hire this guy. If you need a dancer, you need an actor, you need someone to do portraits. This is your man right here.
Flash mob.
All right, one last cheers?
Cheers.
Cheers.
A pleasure.